Okay, here we are at the field with the Eachine Thunderbolt. They class it, or they title it as a Razorback, but as you can clearly see, it's not a Razorback. It's the later model, it's a D variant. I'll go into detail about the camera and how I've mounted it and wired it up on the next flight. This flight is going to be just a little flight for you to see on the camera. Then I'll bring it back down after a couple of little circuits and we'll do some FPV. It's in beginner rate at the moment and I've just taken the throttle down to half. The wind is coming from my left. And what I have found is it turns a little bit better with a little bit of rudder. A little bit of up as well, just to keep it level. The motor is a little bit on the whiny side, isn't it? It's a fairly cheap brush motor. I forget which size it is actually. But you can hear that gearing winding away. I did try flying this in expert mode. It's virtually impossible. We put it into intermediate mode and you can see there's a bit more authority, and even with the nose weight it still seems to be a bit on the tail heavy side. Well, quite a lot actually. Let's put it back into beginner mode. I think it still needs more nose weight, you know. Let's see if we can get a few close by shots, because you don't want to keep viewing it from a distance, do you? Definitely when doing right hand circuits, it definitely does need rudder input. Doesn't seem to have so much, that's full right turn there, so, and you get far more authority when you start sticking in the rudder. Whether that's indicative of the whole, this particular model, I don't know. It might be left turn, no issues at all. There's quite a bit of authority there, even under beginner mode. Okay, let's bring her in and we'll go for a little FPV flight. That was a flight of the little Eachine P47D Thunderbolt, not the Razorback. Right, this little Topacc, I think I've pronounced it correctly, Topacc, I think it is, I might have it wrong. It's a little 25mm or 25 milliwatt FPV camera. I think it was about 130 degree view, if on my memory field of view, if my memory serves me right. So I stand to be corrected. It's available from Banggood. It costs pennies, it's not much money at all, but it is fixed to, as far as I can see, 25 milliwatts. So when you're sticking it in one of these 500mm type series planes, don't expect too much range out of it, and try and keep it as close as you can, if only just to maintain the video quality, which hopefully is going to come out not too bad. There wasn't too much interference that I could see, only when I was, let's say, from here, when I went past the hedge, let's say about 20 metres past the hedge, it started to break up a little bit. So the range is not going to be that far. So just to give you a little bit of a idea of the wiring, this is the little plug that comes with it, and I had in my little stock of wiring the female version, which I've soldered onto the positive and negative terminals that the battery lead is soldered onto. The battery I've actually used today is a 1 cell, and it's 800 milliamp 25C. Normally these come with a 500 milliamp battery 25C, which is a little bit lighter. If you were to have one hand in each hand, you definitely notice a difference in weight, so that helps with the weight of this thing. I have a funny feeling I'm still going to have to add another 5 grams of weight, possibly, maybe even going up into 10 grams of weight to really put this into expert mode, as it were, which is effectively whole stabilisation is off to get it to balance properly. Anyway, that's the little a flight demo, if you like, of what is now an old release. This was released, I think, 2021, so it's been out quite a while. It's still for sale. They're knocking them out at a discount at the moment, so if 400mm is a little bit too small, too small for you for whatever reason, then this 500mm one should be should fit your bill. So okay, we'll see you on the next video. Take care, bye bye.